There we
Support me.
go.
Okay.
Progress. All right.
Now
Well,
you can.
how's it going?
It's going
What's
great.
up?
How about you?
It's going good, going good, man. We are here. Another episode of freaking Lancer Talk Radio, guys. How we doing today? Come on now. I mean, after
Great.
a big Lancer victory last night, what? How
Mhm.
do we feel? Are we feeling grateful?
All you want's a dub out of these games,
Exactly. I mean,
given the history of CDU basketball,
Yeah,
And
naturally.
sometimes it hasn't been exactly where we want it,
but
right?
also improving to 3-1. Actually, a really decent start.
There you go.
You know, we just made the move to D1 a couple years ago, right?
Mhm.
So now, we're finally getting in the groove of things. And
Big boy competition.
I cannot wait to talk about this game because there's a lot of good things to talk about. I mean, obviously a 90-77 victory over Long Island University. A lot of great things. A lot of it was just a great shooting night all around. I mean, 50% from the field, 42% from downtown. Let's get a little bit more into that, guys. Obviously, you guys know me. I'm Trevor, alongside my co-host right here, Zach and Steven. Zach, you were actually doing camera work for the game, weren't you?
Yeah, it was fun, Got to make sure I was getting those beauty shots, focusing and keying in on the players and getting their best highlight reels, situated for them the best
Yeah,
I could.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Do you gotta? I do gotta ask you, like just being able to hear the crowd that night. I mean, I know we've been at home for all four games, but it kind of felt like a different environment Friday night. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, crowds into it, like being on this being having this winning record obviously gets fans more engaged and dedicated to the team. They want to be out there more and show support. And so, I think we keep something like this going. It could be a special
And
season
also,
for the
you got
team.
the parents out there.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it was Parents Weekend
Parents
right before
Weekend.
Fortuna. So
That makes it even bigger, right?
It almost felt like it was like sort of appetizer to Fortuna a little bit. I mean, I don't know if you guys were there. I wasn't, but I heard. I mean, a lot of things on video, man. I mean, everybody was excited. It was a rowdy weekend for the Lancers. Let me tell you,
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And it gets like that every year around this time. So yeah.
it's crazy. You
Always
gotta
hype.
win.
it's pretty much homecoming weekend for Lancer sports.
It certainly is, yeah.
Yeah, so I want to get into it a little bit. Obviously, with the game going on, the Lancers, of course, improving to 3-1 on the year, and their only loss so far coming to UC Riverside, 70-69, just a 1 point game. I mean, they were coming off of their first loss heading into this one, so you knew that there was a lot that the Lancers really needed to get out of their system after that bitter taste in their mouth. And honestly, like it was pretty evident from the get go, it was a different type of game.
Yeah. And sometimes those crosstown rivalries can, be a little grungy, right? Down in the dirt, if you will. And I think they did a good job of just rebounding on that, no pun intended, but coming back from that and
But I
securing
mean,
a good win.
I think that the thing that I liked about last night's game versus that Riverside game is the fact that hey, they played tough defense. They got steals. They
Yeah.
were able to box those guys
Yeah,
out
for
and
sure.
get rebounds. They did great on defense.
I think a big thing that was evident early was just their emphasis on ball movement, just being able to spread it out a little bit. Obviously, working through those screens, and then it obviously doesn't help when you're shooting just phenomenally from the field, specifically from downtown. I mean, they were 4 of 6, I believe, to start out from downtown, which is, I mean, it's just basic math when you talk about basketball. I mean, threes are higher than twos, and that was pretty much the way they were beating them at the start of the game.
Yeah, and I just gotta say, shout out Martell Williams, bro. He is
Yeah.
he's an animal out there. It's pretty awesome to watch him work.
You,
Yeah,
you
drive into the paint like just every play. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you love to see it too. Obviously, just a guy who's really come into his own. Just being able to shoot the ball. I mean, it was a. I gotta say, I mean, his performance was obviously one. Him and Dominic Daniels in particular. Let me tell you, I mean, combining for 50 of the 90 points for the Lancers. I mean, those two being the primary ball handlers. I mean, it's a match made in heaven. I mean, it's almost like a. I mean, there's a saying that we like to go around with the entire basketball landscape. They call it Batman and Robin. It kind of feels like the two Batmans on the same team.
Yeah, two Batmans. I like that.
Yeah.
Shaq and Kobe, huh?
Shaq and Kobe.
Actually, speaking
Jordan.
of Dom, I kind of want to take away from Dominique Daniels. I mean, obviously, he was a guy who was playing. I mean, just phenomenal basketball last year, and then obviously just playing the best basketball of his life. gets injured, ends up missing half of the year last year. Let me tell you, I mean, he's coming off of that injury looking like a completely different person, completely different animal. I mean, he's twitchy, loves to get in the paint. I mean, his speed. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but for me in particular, he looked like the fastest guy on that court.
Always. I mean, the speed is not lost. Whatever injury he had, it's clearly still there, and that that's special on the court, right? Like,
Yeah.
if people can't catch you and you can just make wide open threes sometimes, that's
Mhm.
gonna go a long way
or even just
down
take
the
it to the
season.
hoop.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
It definitely opens up another aspect of their game. Like, hey, you now have a fast transition option
yeah.
rather than, hey, we got to slow it down because we can't win in transition.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that kind of showed a little bit as the game progressed. I mean, they were getting so hot from just shooting the ball that it actually opened up a lot more spacing within the paint. I mean, the Lancers actually got 42 points. 42 of their 90 points actually came from inside the paint. So it was a pretty even showing in terms of just their shot selection, in terms of just their versatility of not being able to just go for the jump shot, but also be able to get down in the nitty gritty and sort of assert their dominance a little bit inside.
Yeah, that's how you're gonna win more games, right? Is driving in the paint and doing the dirty work. Not everything has to be pretty. Just a win's a win, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, and that's a really good thing, especially coming last year. I mean, obviously, as we get more into whack play, there's going to be a lot more physical teams. Um,
Especially Grand Canyon.
yeah, especially Green Canyon.
Yeah.
So to be able to show a little bit of versatility of shooting while also being able to sort of work inside a little bit more, I mean, I think is going to be proven evident going forward. Also, I just want to talk. I mean, first off, Dominic Daniel. I don't want to stress this enough. I mean, guy's been absolutely crazy. Obviously, getting 27 points, um, shot really well from the field. I mean, this is Dominic Daniels. When asked about what this kind of means to him in terms of just being back on the court from injuries. Let's go.
It just feels good to be, just getting back to my regular self after I got hurt with my knee injury. So I'm just trusting the work that I put in each and every day, and I'm just keep pushing. Really.
Just to sort of get a
Yeah.
little bit more into like the actual depth of this team effort, team victory. I mean, look at this. I mean, just an absolute clinic shooting wise by the Lancers. I mean, if you look right here, right? I mean, it says 19 of 34 in the first half. They were shooting 55% in the first half. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, you're going to win a lot of games if you could do that from the field. Yeah, not to mention, they also went 7 of 16 from downtown, 43%. They did cool off a little bit in the second half, but that's gonna be understandable. I mean, listen, like you can only be so hot for so long. You can only be hot for so long, and it sort of all balances out. But man, I gotta say, team effort. I mean, the two stars of the night, man. I mean, it's hands down. It's Martell Williams and it's Dominique Daniels Jr. I mean, look at that, 9 of 25, 9 of 12. I mean, obviously, just majority of the ball handling going to them. You also have a lot of like really good, inspiring efforts from Javante, Javante Johnson. I mean, he put up 16 on the night. You also got 13 from Tylen Riley. Shout out to our CBU TV guy right there.
Shout out,
Yeah.
indeed.
So I mean, these are guys who are playing. I mean, pretty much balanced minutes, and I think it's just a testament to sort of the way that they've been playing. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I completely agree. Like I said, Martell Williams, I just felt like he set the tone that game,
Mhm.
kind of just to start the team off, and Dominic Daniels, did what he does best and carried it on and kept us in a state that is on basically autopilot at that point, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like cruise control really from him, and I think the whole team appreciated that, and I know we as the fans did for sure.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And man, just an absolute tone setter. 9 of 12, 75% from the field. I mean, that's unheard of, especially in this level of just of basketball. I mean, it's just sensational stuff. Sensational stuff from Markel Williams. So going on further, I do think that it's worth noting right now to get a little.
Shout out Lynch Athletics podcast.
Yeah.
Shout out Brett.
Shout out, Brett, of course, naturally.
Yeah.
So here, like, if we go further on, obviously their next two games, Going to be really interesting. University of Northern Colorado. Where we at? All right, University of Northern Colorado. Obviously, another interesting matchup right here. I mean, Northern Colorado. I mean, if you look at them, they're 3-1 on the year too, or 3-2 rather. 3-2 on the year also. Coming off a disappointing loss, 83-69 to Washington State. This is a team that likes to get down to the nitty gritty a little bit in the paint. Very physical team. I think it's going to be an interesting matchup. It was sort of a little bit of a litmus test for the Lancers in terms of what they plan to do heading into conference play. Just a team that matches the sort of intensity from other WAC teams. What are you guys looking in this?
Yeah, I mean, I like what you said there first, really quick. You know, I, I'm a big football fan, so I have to relate it back to football all the time. But
Naturally,
it's like that, as a Steeler fan, people were calling the Commanders the litmus test for the Steelers, and I kind of see that here with both these teams. Pretty even score, pretty even records, and both, like you said, get down in the paint, get down and dirty. I really like that analogy because it's a testament to what this game will be. It'll be hard fought, and whoever comes out on top is, in my opinion, sure to have the better season.
yeah. What about you, Steven? What are you seeing out of this matchup?
You see two tough teams that, hey, this is a make or break win for their season right now. It's early, but it could set the tone. So it's important, at least for us, because we're biased, for the Lancers to get this one,
Yeah.
Yeah,
because it doesn't get easier the longer the season goes either. Your next game is Eastern Washington.
Yeah. Also, an interesting thing to note, in particular. I mean, we've been winning a lot of games, but we've been winning a lot of high scoring games. This is something that Northern Colorado also brings. I mean, in their last two wins, I mean, they've combined for 191 points, which is kind of crazy in the college game that is so limited. You feel like a lot of games go up to like 75. No, they've been reaching 85. They've been reaching their game against Colorado Christian. I mean, they put up 113 on them, which is unheard of in this level. You do start to wonder, maybe, and this is part of the style that we play, very fast, very physical. Maybe you got to start locking in a little bit more defensively, being able to sort of stop your opponent, being able to just stay a little bit more consistent off those switches. I think this is going to be a really intriguing matchup. It's going to be interesting to see sort of who sort of asserts their game plan more, especially within the paint. Yeah, and Northern
Yeah.
Colorado is an interesting team in that sense.
Something to really look forward to with these two matchups, and hopefully going forward, it's just more and more stacking wins, right? Yeah, that's what we need.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, this team is led by their two guys in Martell Williams and Dominique Daniels Jr. Two guys that just didn't have a lot of playing time together last year, and looks like they're really starting to hit their stride, especially after coming off that loss where it was both of their kind of slow starts, and just like that, Friday night they really assert themselves in that lineup.
Yeah. Got to keep it going though.
Exactly.
Got to keep it going. So now I got to go with this. We're talking about the Long Island game. We're talking about their upcoming University of Northern Colorado. Obviously, Eastern Washington, also a great game on the schedule. I mean, the Lancers are going to be challenged. It's Division One. This is only, I believe, what is it, like our fourth or fifth year in Division One. I mean, we're pretty good program, and yet we've continued to make strides every single year. Obviously, got bounced in the quarterfinals of the WAC tournament. But now I got to ask you. I mean, we also have a very older team. A lot of our leaders are either juniors, seniors, they're upperclassmen. So this is the big thing that I have to ask of you guys right now. What would you say is sort of your ideal result from this season? Where do you want to finish in terms of like CBU basketball expectations?
Winning the WAC, right?
I mean,
Go
yeah.
big or go home. I think that's the way you have to view it, especially with these, up and coming upperclassmen. You kind of want to get the best out of what they have right now. Just
Exactly.
achieve something that they've been searching for all year long, the past few years, right? And then give something, obviously, that the younger guys can carry on and keep the ball rolling in future years, right?
And also just downing the Lopes.
Yeah.
I mean, that,
Yeah,
to me,
of
like that's
course.
gonna be your biggest challenge. Is you're gonna have to beat GCU at some point,
Yeah.
whether that's gonna be at here or on the road. Because at the end of the day, that's the team that is costing you the WAC tournament right now.
And to be honest, that'll be just as big a statement, right? Like getting there and doing that would be, I think, enough to kind of get those young guys invested into the culture that's here at CBU.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we have to attract players to come here.
Yeah.
First and foremost, keep building that program.
Yeah, definitely.
And honestly, that's this team's very experienced. They're a veteran team, very competitive. They want GCU. They want to be able to compete with the best. You know, they don't want an easy path to the title. They don't want an easy path to the tournament. And that's really what we're trying to get at here. So if I know them, they're chasing it they're trying to take it.
Well,
They're trying to
realistically, that is the only path to the tournament
Yeah.
for CBU because we are not going to be ranked anytime soon.
Well, you know, I mean, this is a scrappy team. Don't count them out. I do think they're going to be able to really pull together some wins, and this is about as close of a team as I've seen out of the Lancers in quite a while. These guys have played with each other for a long time, and man, I'm excited. And also, how amazing would it be in the last year that GCU is in the Western Athletic Conference? How amazing would it be to just send them packing and saying, bye-bye, we got the last one. I mean, come on now.
We own this now. It's kind of like a passing of the torch is what we're hoping for.
Exactly. It's basically like, oh, you guys are leaving the WAC because you think you can handle being in the Western Athletic
Right, yeah.
the Western Conference. So it's like, well, this is our title now.
Yeah.
Good luck. Now I can't wait for you guys to get destroyed against Gonzaga.
Awesome. Well, guys, I mean, obviously, you know, a lot to look forward to in terms of CBU basketball and how we do it. That's all we got for you today here on the CBU Reaction Monday show. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, this is what we look for right here, man. Steven and Zach, man. I mean, what do you got? What do you got planned for the rest of the week? What are you looking forward to?
Oh man, lancing up for some threes, right?
Exactly.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Come on now. Awesome. Well, that's all I got here for you guys. Obviously, just a great Lancer win, getting us excited for the rest of the year, man. I mean, I'm pumped. Let's do it. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for watching here on the Lancer Radio Network. We will see you guys next week.